have a lot of instruments with me today. I feel like Mr. Rogers. Okay, hold on. So I'm out at Ross Park again, Norton Shores. Brian and Saya are playing disc golf. We just had a Subway date, me and Brian. Not trying to promote brands, but it was one of the best salads I've ever had. I've been trying to eat gluten-free. Not really gluten-free, I've been trying to just not eat wheat, because I found out that, like, if you're a blood type B, you know, the one that's hated in Japan. Although I do have, my first Japanese fan, I was really excited because their email had my lucky number in it. Now I think I have 2 Japanese fans. One is somebody that's on a lo-fi homemade DIY collective that I'm a part of called the Raincoat Collective. And if you really like the sound of homemade music, which mine's kind of by default, I always meant to be a, you know, world-class recording artist. That was my dream. But turns out I don't have the money or the patience with the number of songs that I write to spend like 3, 4, 5 years on one album like some of my heroes do, like Joanna Newsom or Fiona Apple, all those amazing people who devote their lives to just 10 songs every 3, 4, or 5 years. I used to be that way. I don't know. Something like unlocked in me in like 12, I was going to say 20, but you don't really say 2008. 2008. It was when I wrote that 50 songs in 90 days. If you ever want to do that, if you ever want to like blast through writer's block, I have a lot of theories on it, but instead of just me talking, try to do 50-90. Look it up, 5090.org or FAWM, February Album Writing Month, and it's literally just FAWM.org. And both of those communities are really good at like just getting you over yourself. Like, you might become an Emily Dickinson. I read that back when I was in college. I read that she was known for having a lot of bad poems, but then of course she has ones that everyone loves as well. And I remember being really excited about that idea, like disproportionately excited about that idea, that it was okay to have like a lifetime full of bad poems and still become Emily Dickinson. And really you become Emily Dickinson by having like 1% of your poems, i.e. songs, which is what I related to, be good. And by that I mean like I love all my songs, but good by the world standards, maybe. I don't know. I do feel a stronger connection with some of my songs than others. That is true. But I can't stop writing new ones, even though I obviously am obsessed with, you know, 5 to 10 every 3 to 5 years. That's actually true for me too. So like maybe on a different timeline I could have been like those people. My first 3 albums, Melancholy Frog, Du Bierstein and Fogel, those are both under jessicafogel.bandcamp.com, and then Catalysts, those are all on that philosophy of just focusing really intensely on a certain number of songs. Actually, when I'm performing a lot, I do just focus on the same 5 to 10 songs that I play at the shows that I do, and I'll add like 1 or 2 new ones every 3 or 4 shows at the most. Otherwise I just play the same stuff all the time, all my shows, because I can't play these ones that I'm improvising all the time. I never go back and learn how to play them unless they're those 5 to 10 songs, 3 to 5 years. I'm just rambling. Oh my gosh. It's probably because I haven't had Diet Coke in a really long time, and this is probably just like straight up drugs. Tastes good. I don't think I want to play ukulele. Brought my guitar. Oh yeah, I'm wearing my new shirt. Oh wait, I already made a YouTube video about that. Okay. YouTubing in the USA. YouTubing again today. There, now I wrote a song. Okay. Why is that? Oh. So, if you're watching this, you maybe like trees or rainbows. I wish that would sit up. There. Or maybe you like someone who is free. Or kind of positive. I feel like I'm a version of positive that's fairly abnormal because I've had a lot of trauma, so I'm not willing to be positive in a sweeping things under the rug sort of way. Nope. And anyone who's ever implied that in my life, that the way to be positive or to be happy is to ignore reality in the sense of like ignore things that have happened or like agree that it's like some sort of social contract that we just don't ever talk about X, Y, and Z things. I'm usually not someone they like because I'm like, nope, we're gonna acknowledge it. It's an elephant in the room. We're gonna talk about it. When I was living in Chicago, and writing much darker, kind of warped cabaret used to be what people called my genre. When I was writing those songs in Chicago, the one that was requested most often by some of my like angry feminist friends was a song called Elephant Rug. Not that all feminists are angry. I don't mean it that way, but I just mean like when it came to this one song, the vibe with which it was requested was like, yeah, that's your anthem. And they would like yell it out in a kind of divey bar, sort of drunken state. And I just say bitch. I don't swear much in my YouTube videos. I mean, I know it's free speech, but I don't like to because, I know there's some like 14-year-olds who have followed me before. And I want to be, not that they don't ever swear, but I don't like to encourage things that haven't helped me. Like it didn't help my life to go down a super angry swearing kind of path. So I try to just encourage things that have helped me in my life because I believe in being constructive, because in my life, I'm going to play while I talk. In my life, being destructive hasn't helped me with literally anything. And I know there are people close to me and to us who are just naturally kind of destructive. They just kind of tear apart everything and blame everything and are just kind of negative about things. And I'm just like, it just hasn't helped me in my life. I'm not trying to be judgmental of those who live different ways than me, because that also hasn't helped my life, to be judgmental, to put people in boxes, and to believe that I'm better than others. That hasn't helped me at all. But it's one thing to tolerate everything, and it's another thing to endorse everything. So I've learned that a way to tolerate is to just kind of have a live and let live philosophy, but for my sanity, I have to not endorse things that I believe lead somebody or lead me or have led me down a path of great pain. I can't endorse it. So I will literally, even if it's socially awkward, I will turn my back on somebody who is behaving in a way that I feel is just pulling apart the fabric of any goodness in a room. I just can't. And that's for my own sanity. So if it doesn't help them to have someone turn their back on them, that's their karma. I, for my own sanity, have to prioritize my own beliefs, my own sanity in those moments. And who knows, maybe the universe, maybe God put me in their life to be somebody who used to endorse and used to kind of accept to the point of agreeing with things I don't actually agree with, but I was just almost pretending I was agreeing with. It gives people who live in anger or live in a lot of negativity. It's not about the person. You can love the people, but it gives that anger and that energy a lot of power. And I don't want to give that kind of negativity power. Because I believe it's overtaking the people that I love too. I know it overtook me. And if people tiptoed around me when I was being like that, instead of just kind of like ignoring me when I was being like that, I might have taken longer to come out of it.
For the road runner. No, Mike, not making any promises. Yeah. Have fun.
Thank you. You too. Oops. That's pretty good. Pretend, but I don't call it that most the time, 'cause I'm learning to be light even when the world around me's heavy, and you can learn to change your tune and change your mind too. And it's okay connection video. There's the tour van, even though all we're doing is touring to Ross Park in Norton Shores with instruments in the car. Ryan actually brought all this like extra gear. I don't want to, well, hang on.